In addition to being the most recognizable name on football fields, Cristiano Ronaldo has also been frequently on the agenda with his off-field charity activities in recent years. However, there are some days when even an ordinary activity leaves deep traces in a person's life. That day, it was such a day. Ronaldo was due to take part as a guest of honor at a prestigious football academy tournament featuring international young talents. The organization, supported by the Portuguese Football Federation and a number of major sponsors, hosted the most talented under-12 players from around the world. There was a big crowd at the entrance to the tournament area. Everyone was waiting for Ronaldo's arrival. Young footballers were excitedly dreaming of getting their idols. For Ronaldo, these events had become almost routine. But today, there was a restlessness in him. Despite the fact that everything was in its proper place, his instincts did not leave him alone. The event has started. The host of the organization excitedly called out to the field, "Now, here is this year's special guest, Cristiano Ronaldo." The applause rose. Ronaldo waved, smiled at the stands, walked towards the field where there were young football players. Everything was as it should be, until the announcement reads the second name, and now, the player of the year of our academy. Leandro Duarte. A child walked onto the field accompanied by applause. He had a nervous expression on his face. The cameras turned on him. His eyes were locked only on Ronaldo. As the applause continued, the boy walked, and stood directly opposite Ronaldo. It happened at that moment. The child screamed so that everyone could hear, "Monkey face!" The stadium was cut off like ice in an instant. The organization stopped. Ronaldo's smile has been erased. The stands froze. The cameras recorded this moment second by second. The announcer had left the microphone. The boy was standing. Ronaldo was standing. A security guard stepped towards the boy, but Ronaldo just kept his head down and kept walking. He didn't react. He didn't even look. The moment exploded on social media within minutes. The videos have been viewed millions of times. Hashtags were produced. Hundreds of thousands of messages were sent with the hashtag racist insult to Ronaldo. The world was in a rage. Who was this boy? Why did he use that word? Why Ronaldo? The press demanded that the boy be expelled from the academy. The sponsor company was pressured. The organizers have issued a statement of apology, but the explanation that everyone was waiting for didn't come. Because Ronaldo was still silent. This silence of his was burning everyone's insides even more. Media representatives did not hesitate to comment. Anger was growing among fans. December. But he didn't say a word. He did not speak to the press, nor did he post on social media. But behind the scenes, Ronaldo was starting to investigate. Who was this boy? Where had he come from? Why had he targeted her? The answers were much deeper than you thought, and these answers would open an unclosed page in Ronaldo's past. While the press was under intense pressure, several investigative journalists managed to reach the identity of the child. His name was Leandro Duarte. He was 12 years old. He was a Brazilian-born academy student. But what was even more striking was his last name, Duarte. Diego Duarte. Those who are somewhat familiar with the history of football remembered this name. Diego Duarte was a young footballer who stood out as one of the star candidates in the Portuguese league in 2004. In that season, when his star shone, he had faced Cristiano Ronaldo in a match against Sporting Lisbon. Diego's career was over there after he suffered a serious knee injury as a result of a collision in that match. The doctor's report said it was an accident, but Diego, that day, he's been telling everyone the same story all the time today. Ronaldo ruined my life. This phrase was the one that Leandro heard most often in his childhood. He had always seen the torn jersey that his father kept in his room, old match tapes that he watched while crying, newspaper clippings that he threw on the floor on drunken nights. For his father, Ronaldo was an enemy figure, and Leandro had been raised with this anger over the years. When he was admitted to the academy thanks to his talent for football, his father told him only one thing: see eye to eye with him. Remind him who you are. And Leandro did it. He said those words for the revenge of his father. But something happened that he did not expect. Ronaldo did not react at all. He did not humiliate her, did not scold her, did not even make eye contact. This created a rift in Leandro's mind. Days have passed. Ronaldo still hadn't made a statement. While the incident continues to reverberate in the press, Leandro has not been expelled from the academy. On the contrary, Ronaldo was allowed to stay in the program at his own request. But everything was different now. One day during training, Leandro was left alone. He's hitting balls, but he was confused. Ronaldo came to the field. He passed into the castle without saying anything. Leandro stared at her. Ronaldo just said, "Shoot." From that moment on, they trained together every day. They never spoke. But every pass, every shot, every silence melted the hatred in Leandro's mind. The academy coaches could not understand this closeness, but they did not interfere either. Because Leandro's attitude was changing. He had become a calmer, more careful, more respectful child. And Ronaldo still hadn't said a single word. This silence had been the most effective training for him. One evening, there was silence in the academy building. Leandro entered the refectory alone. Ronaldo was sitting at the table in the corner. Leandro approached slowly, put down the food on his tray, and sat down. They were silent for a long time. Then Leandro looked up. "My father told me a story, but you showed me a truth." Ronaldo did not answer. He pulled a small ball out of his pocket. An elegant ball that glows with a golden color, fits in the palm. It was written on it. Some words hit hearts, not nets. But the most beautiful goals are scored quietly. Cristiano Ronaldo Leandro got this ball. He closed his hands tightly. His eyes were full. That night, a special announcement was made by the academy management. A new ethical education program called The Field of Promise was being launched. The person who taught the first lesson, Leandro Duarte. Leandro, who took the stage at the ceremony, took the microphone in his hand and looked at the crowd. He was no longer afraid. He was no longer angry. "I am the son of a football player, but he was the guy who taught me real football, changed my life without ever talking about it." Silent applause rose from the hall. Ronaldo was sitting in the back row. He bowed his head and just smiled. Years later, although Leandro was not a professional football player, he continued to stay at the academy as a mentor. Golden ball for every incoming student Gustardi. He always said the same sentence. "The man who gave me the ball quietly scored a goal into my heart. No audience saw it, but I'm still applauding." That ball had not been kicked in a match, nor in a stat, but it had turned into such a goal that it was not included in the sign, nor in the statistics. It was just thrown in a heart. And it never came out of there.